So here it is, the big boy Renegade 2.0.
Spiky bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer, and we've got the Renegade box. That's right, the second iteration in, 2 years? I think this came out 2016, about this time as well, in the summer 2016. We saw the Imperial Knight Renegade box. Also, I believe it went for $195, although it may have been $170. I forget exactly. Either way, what's an extra couple of bucks when you get such cool stuff that comes in it? So we're going to compare and contrast this one to the previous one right here. Here you can see that it does feature the Litany of Destruction, but now going up against the Red Knights right there. Yep. And contents, 2 knights. Of course, we're going to break that down for you. Transfer sheets, Sector Mechanicus, the Galvanic Magnavent, 2 reference cards, which actually helps play the game, and 2 dice that you're also going to need to play the game. Now, money-wise, it is a bit of a deal, depending on how you look at it. It's a $195 base price here, but inside of it, you're going to get the Magnavent, like we just talked about, $75 kit, the Knight Errant, $140 kit, and the Knight Crusader. Of course, those both make several classes inside their class. The Crusader is $157. So add that all up, you get $372 for your $195 investment. That's basically a discount of 48% off, assuming you don't get any other discount by purchasing it from one of the other retailers out there or your local game store, of course. So there is that additional savings to be had if you are trying to build up an Imperial Knight. Now, inside the box, it's going to look very familiar, the new cover sheet kind of thing. So, supposedly the valuable books and contents don't get crushed or anything like that, but they did leave the decals at the bottom, which I'm not exactly sure about. Maybe it's an oversight on packing. I'm sure these things are packed by robots. So you can get the new Renegade instruction manual, which looks bigger than the last one. The reference cards here, which I laminated the last one so you could play along and dry erase where the damage went, and the Imperial Knight one single instruction manual here in full color to show us how to build the different classes inside of each class, and of course the sprues themselves. So remember, there's going to be 2 sets that are going to look very similar. You're going to get your base weapons right here, your leg and well, mostly legs and torso assemblies. You're going to get the 2 top torso assemblies right here. We've unboxed this box in the past and gone over all the pieces, but you're only going to get 1 of the Crusader upgrade sprues right here. So generally these go for a premium because folks want, to just scoop this up and then have 2 of every option right there as far as the Questoris goes. And of course the bases, and like I said, the decals were at the bottom, but they do have a little bit of a protective sheet over them, so hopefully that mitigates any damage to them. You're going to get a gantry sprue here for the Magnavent, the round kind of tank thing, and then your little platform sprue and a support sprue. So you actually get everything that comes in the new Forge Shrine box, which is this right here, except for you don't get the extra sprue to make it the extra upgrades with like the Promethean pipelines and the little computer and stuff. Doesn't mean you can't make the basic outskirts of it and say this is a galvanic or say this is a Forge Shrine. I think you actually could. It's the same footprint and silhouette, and just spruce it up with whatever bits you might have around. But always, ask your opponent as a tournament organizer how that should play out. Now, on the rules side of things, well, it's a little different here. You're going to have your assembly instruction guide, no big deal. Then you've got the core rules. We also saw one of these inserts come in the Dark Imperium box. Those are very handy to have. Your 2 reference sheets, which if we compare them to last editions, we've got, of course, the Litany of Destruction. And it really only looks like they changed the font a little bit. Maybe gave it a different little bit of typeset, but for the most part, all of the locations are in the same spot, and just kind of updated things here. 2018, 2016, of course. And then we have a different bad guy or a different good guy for this. Oh, and on the back, you've got the weapon profiles as well to help you. Let's compare that. Yep, that one. So that's really interesting. So check this out. In 2016, they, of course, changed the rules, right? or 2017 changed the rules for Warhammer 40k 8th edition. This was 2016, the height of 7th edition, and it had a little bit different mechanics to it that would do damage and do APs, which would affect the dice roll. But it turns out that this chart is literally the same from a different rule set to what it is currently in the rules. So it's almost like these rules are hidden right in front of our noses on how they would be changing everything. I mean, right down to, let's see, Reaper Gauntlet or Avenging Gatling Cannon. Now, it's not exactly the same. No, they just use, okay, so the AP values are the same. They just use the same different rule set. Okay, well, that's fine too, but that would have been really interesting to see. Let's see, because Meltas are, yeah, definitely not Neg 1 in 8th edition. Never mind. I reserve the right to backpedal at any time, of course. And then you've got the new good guy, not the ever stalwart. We've got the Red Might, which has essentially the same stuff. Thing right here, hit locations and things. And it looks like, yep, everything's the same right there. And weapon profiles, looks like it all plays the same. So there's that. Now, if we compare the rulebook, this is the new rulebook. And by the way, they do have the Renegade Knight profile in here, but there's no points cost in here whatsoever. So while it's cool that this is in here, and you could technically play it in Chaos unless GW comes out with some points values on their site, which they have in the past for things like Marbo, you technically can't play this in a Battleforged army because you wouldn't know how many points it is. It does have Chaos and Questor Praetorus, which we saw in Forge World's Imperial armor book, so you could take trader versions of some of the Forge World Cerastus class and other upgrades, but currently right now, no points cost for it. I assume it's going to be 285 base, just like the other ones, but I can't say for sure. It does have all the other data sheets in here that if you wanted to, you could tear these out and use them as quick reference guides and not have to buy that, but there's no Knight Armigers in here. And then it explains how to play the game. Well, there's a little bit of fluff and stuff too, but it really condenses down how to play the game and gives you 3 additional missions. And I believe these same missions were in the White Dwarf after the Renegade came out the first time. So here's Renegade the Rules 2018, and here's a Renegade the Rules 2016 with very similar tables, just like things are spruced up a little bit, but you can see right there, it's all for the most part just a little bit snazzier looking in this with the new 8th edition layout, as opposed to the kind of the 7th edition flair and font right here. So overall, I think, you know, I enjoyed this game, playing this game 2 years ago. I never really kind of continued playing it past when the box set came out, but you know, it is a solid game and it's fun to play if you just have a few minutes to sit around and, you know, just battle a couple of knights against each other across the table. You don't need a whole lot of space, which is really cool too. And, you know, hopefully you have some terrain readily available to kind of screen and do some different things there. So check it out. Actually play the game. It's not just about getting a good deal on the box. The game is super solid as well. I enjoyed it, like I said, 2 years ago. Maybe I'll take it for another spin. Hard to say. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed our compare and contrast to the Imperial Knight Renegade and a little bit of you know, bundle deal information there from 2016 to 2018. The update, the redo, so to speak. Can't wait to see what they come out with as far as the Chaos Renegade side of things here, hopefully pretty soon on GW's end. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed this video review. If you like our features, make sure to hit that subscribe button, keep those hobby muscles strong, and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all these videos.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. TheLongWar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.